Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Captivate, and recently some of my friends and I have become obsessed with playing Teach, so that's kind of the deck that I've been putting a lot of my time into recently. So if there is anyone here that hasn't played Teach or doesn't know what it does, we have a lot of these activate main cards like the Lafitte and the Doc Q and the Van Augur and the Laboon. And one of the pitfalls that I was falling into when I started playing this deck was treating it as a true control black deck. So I think if you're coming from something like a Sakazuki or a Lucci, it's actually going to be harder to learn how to play this deck rather than if you haven't played either of those decks. Because when I was trying to play it, then I was trying to use my reduction, the Laboon and the Van Augur, paired with the Daku or the Finger Pistol or the Liberation. These are your KO cards here, and then these are your reduction cards. And I was trying to KO everything that came on the board. And I kind of realized that you can't really do that in a lot of matchups. More what you need to do is play out your pseudo blockers here, like your Lafitte, and then you can play out like a Van Augur and a Daku to KO like a 4 cost. So then they have to swing into these, and you just buy yourself time to get to the end game while also putting pressure on them with the Burgess. Most decks in the game can't answer Burgess. If he comes down against like a Black Yellow Luffy, for instance, there's absolutely nothing he can do to get rid of the Burgess unless they're playing like tech cards. Like if they randomly are playing like a 9 cost Kaido to trash the Burgess, then they could get rid of him that way. But I don't know if any Luffy's doing that. And the same thing goes for Enel, where they don't have any way to get rid of this card, and he can carry you in those matchups where all you really need to do is get like 2 of them on board and then chain your 10 teaches, and then you can win those matchups. Your leader effect is really strong in being able to turn off the on plays of a lot of the meta decks. And I think One Piece has such powerful on play effects. We needed something like this in the game to slow them down. And I think you can see in upcoming sets that Bandai is kind of leaning towards creating some activate main cards to play around this leader. But at the time of his release, he was definitely needed for some of the decks like the Lucci's, Black Yellow Luffy, and Nell, some of those decks that have really, really powerful on plays, and he's able to just check those. So that's generally how to play the deck. What you're going to want to do is use your reduction with your KOing stuff to KO the actual threats on the board. So an example of that is something like a Sangro or a Dragon from Shanks. You can pair the Laboon and then one of these KO cards here to get rid of like a more powerful 9k attacker in Dragon, or you can just use the Finger Pistol to get rid of a Sangro so that the purple Luffy can't draw a card. And then at the same time, you want to be searching, and then he becomes a pseudo blocker while establishing the Burgess. And then ultimately going into your Tendon turns where you just want to chain teaches to try and win the game from there. The most unconventional card in the deck is going to be the Sky Slicer, and I saw this from Abster TCG, so shout outs to him. I never would have thought of playing this card, but I thought it was pretty cool. It is only in the deck for the trigger. It's draw 2 cards, so it's basically Impel Down from Nami. For anyone who knows Nami or has played Nami, it is literally only in the deck to draw 2 cards, and when it comes up, it's huge. Getting an extra card in Blackbeard is honestly feels kind of insane, and because we do run the stage, which lets you just trash a card out of your hand, and then also we trash for leader effect, you really never notice running a completely dead card in this deck with how easy it is to get rid of it, and if it ever shows up in your hand, you just throw it away with the stage, or like I said, throw it away with leader effect. So I hope I'm able to give you guys some insight. I think this leader is really fun, and he's one of the most interesting and unique leaders in the game. So I think he's pretty cool to play. I hope you guys enjoyed the games today. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then please give a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you again. Into Shanks, I think going second is better because it turns off their being able to play Dragon on curve, and then also playing Shanks on 10. I think I'm going to keep this hand for the sole reason that I have stage. I think stage is pretty important in this matchup. And then we also do get a Lafitte, which is good for us. I could play out a Doc Q here and then just KO the Uta so he can't do the like 5-5. That's pretty annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Doc Q out, because for most of this matchup, the Daku is just dead. And I'm going to grab a Liberation here so that we can potentially get rid of an annoying Lucky Root. and there's nothing he can do on 3 Dawn. So no reason to leader effect until like his 7 Dawn turn, and we only need to start leader effecting when there is something that we're scared of on his for him to do so. Dragon and Beckman are the 2 cards that are the most scary. Ends up playing the search event for the red hair pirates. And if we get to like going into his 7 Dawn turn, if we don't have anything on the board that we're scared of him trashing, like a Burgess that is within range, then we don't need to leader effect on that turn. Just something to think about. Searches again. So far he's drawn a Shanks as well as a Shanks, it looks like. Yeah, so 2 Shanks. Kind of scary. So he gets the Shanks off the Uta, Shanks off the first one, and then a Lime Juice off that one. I could give a 2k here, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. I like to stay healthy against Teach, and then we'll search. And then off the search, I'm just going to grab another 2k. No point in grabbing the stage. Just spread them out a little bit, just so that I reduce my chances of possibly whiffing there. And we will use the stage to get rid of... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and search first because I have 3 Dawn. So I could grab the... I'm going to grab the Stronger just in case I do want to get rid of one of the 5 costs, because I can do this little like combo to get rid of those. The Uta really... She is going to be able to swing into the Lafitte. So because of that, I think I'll go ahead and play the Daku and then just make him swing into my Lafitte there. I'll use the stage to get rid of the Shiryu and then grab a Liberation. And then I know I said that the Daku is usually pretty useless, but if he does end up prioritizing the Lafitte and then also plays like a Yasop or something like that, then we can go Laboon into Daku to KO that. So interesting. Maybe he meant to play a Hongo. I'm not sure about that one. Alright. The Sky Slicer is a completely dead card, so we will trash that. And then grab the Burgess, because we do want to start getting Burgesses on the board. I'm not really scared of Lime Juice, so I'm going to go ahead and swing 7 here. It's possible he uses that to KO the Daku, the Red Hawk, but if he does, I'm honestly totally fine to draw the card off of it. And then we'll play the Burgess, and then now he's 5 going into 7. And because he is going into 7 and the Burgess is already a 7, not a 6, there is no way for Shanks to trash him on his turn because he doesn't have the 1 extra Dawn for an Otama, and this isn't a Hongo. So this is one of those turns where I do not need to leader effect. Yep, exactly. So I don't get the draw, which kind of stinks, but I would have trashed a card anyways. And because I'm still at 5 life, I'll go ahead and just take this, and then we get the trigger, which is nice, and then I'll grab a Teach. Trashing a Teach is kind of unfortunate. So right now I could completely get rid of the Beckman. Just go Laboon into Liberation and then get rid of the Beckman. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a Stronger and see if I can get a Burgess, because I would rather play a Burgess. But we do get the Vasco shot, so now I think I just go Laboon into Liberation to get him off the board, and then we'll just see if he uses his leader ability, which he should. Yep. And then I will leader effect again the Vasco shot. I'm not going to swing the Burgess because that's an easy kill for him. And I use the leader effect this turn now because if he has an Otama, then this gets reduced down and then also turns off the dragon's ability. I'm gonna... So... If I 2k, he just swings here, and I give away a 2k for no reason. So I'll let that die, and then I'll swing at life here, and then just get this draw, and then we can play Teach. Yep. I think I would rather have the card in hand than KO the Lime Juice, because the Shanks drew 2 Shanks, so I can kind of assume that he's going to go Shanks, and we're going to need cards in hand to keep up with that, and we also need more Teaches. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, so there's another Teach, which is good. And then now we can turn off the dragon, and then he can't use his leader effects. I would have liked to have another Burgess at this point. And then now I am fine not to use leader ability because I'm assuming he's going to play one of the two Shanks he grabbed earlier. I don't see any reason for him to not to. I'm going to take this, and then when he plays the Shanks, I'll block in 2k. And then we do get the Sky Slicer trigger, which is awesome to just draw 2 cards. That is huge for us. And then I will block in 2k this. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I was countering out those like 1-card swings earlier, because now we have all this extra life that we can play with once we hit the end game here. I'm going to hang on to this, I think, just in case he does try and like play blockers later in the game. I am not going to use the Lafitte, and we'll grab another teach, and then I will just teach the Shanks, and then we get to go 5, and then 10. And then now he does have Dragon, which I probably want to block. So he'll have Leader, Dragon, and then I can pretty much guarantee he's going to play the other Shanks. If I swing 12 here, I actually think we might just win. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and swing 12 because 1, 2, and then 3 swings. Yeah, I was going to say, if I swing 12 here, and he has 1, 2, 3 swings, I have 1 blocker, 2 life. There's no way he could kill me. And then I could leader effect just for safe measures if he had a dragon. There's no way he could kill me. I take him down to 1 life, and then if he does end up playing a Shanks, he has no Dawn open for any counter events, and then I could have a... This could become like a 12 if I trash these cards. I go, or 11, and then I go 11, 12, 12, 15, and then there's no way he ends up getting out of that. Well, against Luffy here, we are definitely pretty favored, and I am going first. Second is definitely the optimal curve. I don't have stage, which I would like to see in this matchup so that I can just dig for the Burgesses and Teaches, which are really what I need. I need ways to KO 5-cost characters, so the Finger Pistol. I think I'm going to keep this hand because I do have 1 Burgess, and then I can also try and search for something. So hope we hit something here. I'm going to grab the Teach because I know we're going to need those later. And then I'll pass. Usually I'll start using leader effects around like 7 or 8 Dawn, or whenever he gets lower in life. He didn't have a 2k, which is good for us. I'll search again, and then I'm going to grab the Doc Q, and then I can go ahead and just get him on board and get the Garp off the board, and then he'll swing into it, and I'll get to draw another card. I don't have any reason to leader effect here. We did lose a bunch of our... Yeah, I'm fine with the Kuzan being on the board. I think I'm going to establish the Van Augur. So then when he does play a 5-cost, I can get rid of it with a Liberation. Going into 6, I don't think I need a leader effect here. He could do some like crazy Flampe, Hiyori, Baby Luffy. Yeah, so we do need to get him off the board. I'll take that one. I have no counter. That's crazy. All right, so we finally get the stage. Sky Slicer is completely dead, so I will get rid of that. And then I'm going to grab a Doc Q. And then we actually have perfect math here that we can clear his board, because we can use this on the Kuzan and then get rid of the Kuzan. And then I'll use the Finger Pistol to get rid of the Luffy. And now that he is going into his 8-Dawn turn, I'm going to start leader effecting because I can pretty much guarantee he has a Moria in there. And if I let him Moria and then go Kuzan into Garp, I think I just lose. Yeah, that's fine. And then he's probably going to play another Luffy. Well, I say that's fine, but I don't have any way to keep it. So we'll get rid of the Sky Slicer. And then we're going to get another Van Augur so that we can get rid of the Luffy because we cannot let him stick. Wait. And I just canceled it. Oh my gosh, dang it. That stinks. That is so bad. All right. I don't understand. I thought that I was like, I thought I accidentally hit attached on and then, oh well, that's all right. We'll leader effect the stage. He can likely go to 0 this turn if he wanted to, which is really bad for us. Yeah, we should have been able to KO this, but I hit like cancel or something, and I didn't realize that it was gonna just like not use the character, not use the ability, and then make it 0. Or because it's choose up to, so I technically chose 0. Just a sim mistake. It happens. If he has another Luffy, then he can take, and then that's 5, and then he can, like, leader effect, and then play a baby. Yes. Okay, so. Alright. So I could liberation the Shirahoshi here. That's 4. And then if I do that, I could go 9, 9, 10, 10. That's not great. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is I'll play the teach. And then now the Luffy can't use his ability next turn, and we also have a teach established. I'm going to get rid of the stronger, get another liberation. And then I don't think I want to swing here. Because if I just take him to 0 and then he just blocks, then he's free to do whatever he wants to next turn. So I'm gonna make him work for that life. And then I will get rid of a Laboon. But if he has a Luffy, then obviously he can go to 0. Yeah, and then he'll use that on the teach. Another Shirahoshi that's kind of annoying. Yeah, so I'm thinking I should have kept the stronger. So I could take... Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do that. I can stronger liberation, play Burgess. So let's do that. And then... liberation, and then Burgess. And then I'm not going to play him out. I will go ahead and just use leader effect with the Lafitte. I have no counter, so I have to take that. Yeah, that's probably the best thing he could have done there. And then we will turn off his blocker, Sabo, and then decide. So we have 3 swings. He has 2 blockers and 1 life, so we don't need to swing there. Grab that, and then we will leader effect the Burgess. We're not going to play him, I don't think. We're mainly just looking for another teach. If he has another Rago, it's kind of bad for us. We still have 2 teaches somewhere. The Shirahoshi blockers are super annoying. Yeah, I think we can just pass here. I'm kind of thinking I swing, because if I... 1, 2... Yeah, I need to get rid of these blockers now that I'm thinking about it. I know I don't want to take him to 0 because it's pretty bad for us. But... because he's going to be able to get all the 5 costs on the board. Yeah, so he does give us a 2k there. And then what he's going to do is he would take 1, block 1. I mean, he already has all of these on board. Yeah, I think I just need to swing here. Alright, and I already leader affected, so now I pass. Yeah, he does use the leader effect before actually swinging so that he doesn't lose to a liberation trigger. I do have the liberation that I can turn off one of his blockers here, so if he uses this, yeah, I think he just loses now. Because I'll be able to use the liberation on one of these. So we can go 7, that's 11. And then 9, yeah, so I'll just take this. And then I'll block the 11. Okay, so we'll get rid of that for... I kind of need a 2k here. Okay, so if I get rid of one of these blockers, he has 9k, which is quite large. 1, 2. Then I have 3 swings, so 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 11, 11, 12. Yeah, no, so that doesn't do anything for us. I definitely do have to play the teach here. And then I think I nullify a Luffy, because he's probably going to have to block. Then I'll leader effect. And then we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 7. Yeah, so we'll see what he does. I don't think I can swing this because I'm sure he can counter out. All the little, like, tiny blockers are so frustrating to deal with as this deck with these, like, little Shirahoshis and stuff. Okay, so I cannot counter out of this. Do I want to take it or do I want to block? I think he just maths me out here. Okay, so we do get a 2k, which is good. So that might have saved us. I have 10k counter. So I definitely could see him going 10. And I want to try to bait him into swinging if he ends up opening himself up for it. I'm guessing he's not going to swing the Sabo, and he probably can just... He only has 1 Sabo, it looks like. At least he doesn't have another one in his trash right now. But he does have 7 in hand, so I'm sure he has something he can do. Yeah, so he has a Luffy. Might go to like 7 and then leave 1 life. Use him to draw. Okay, so if I block, then I could go 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then he could go 6 with Sabo, which I would block, so... I think we're good now. Yeah, I'm obviously going to use this to look for the black hole, which we don't get. How many black holes do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I don't have any more black holes. Yeah, I don't have any way to get rid of that Sabo. 2, 3, 4. He has 1, 2. So I think the best thing that we can do is just split our Dawn up between these huge guys, because we're definitely going to be able to get through, like break through and have to get cards out of his hand. So there's no reason for putting Dawn on our leader here. So this is 13, 13, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15. Wait, no, I'm doing the math completely wrong. So these are 13, so 13, 14, 15. I can go 15s everywhere, so I think that's my best bet. I mean, I'll just, sure. Yeah. Just to, you know, get the trash up there. All right, so 12, 13, 14. Oops, did the math wrong. Yeah, he's dead. All right, yeah, there was nothing he could do about that. Yeah, so he ran out of babies and adults because the Sabo's on board. I feel like this something like really awkward always happens for Luffy in this matchup, or happens quite a lot in this matchup, unless he sees a lot of these Fist Luffys, because he just doesn't get the cycling that Sabo provides. So he's a lot less consistent in that regard, and then there's absolutely nothing he can do about Burgess. So Burgess kind of tears apart any yellow deck right now, because they don't have any way to answer that card. I actually haven't played a Nami in a hot minute, so I do like pretty much know how to play this matchup. I'm gonna go ahead and go second so that they don't draw the extra card, and then all we're looking to do, I definitely want the stage, so I'm definitely keeping this hand. I'm I'm looking to leader effect once they get lower index, so that the only way they can win is through Sanji's peel-off, because all of their on plays will be turned off for like Kaya's and things like that. And then once we have Burgesses and stuff on board, I will just play, like, try to chain teaches so that they can't win on my turn. I will obviously play Q here so that I can get rid of the Nami so she can't ever get the search off. And then on our next turn, I will Hachinosu. Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, so I'll play another one. And then I'm going to go ahead and Lafitte as well, because she can only swing at one of them. And then I'll grab the Burgess. And then on my next turn, I can play Stage, play Burgess, and then start digging for teaches. Yep. And then now this gets to stick for Kaya, exactly. Which I will go ahead and kill so that they can't snake dance it. And then the Stage, I'm not going to need... yeah, I'm not going to need Laboon. I will grab the Van Augur just in case I might need him to play with the Q to get rid of like a Marguerite or something like that. He has 4 Dawns, so if I swing here, it 100% gets countered out, and then he just trashes cards for it. So there really isn't any reason for me to swing there. I'm still just looking to establish Burgesses and get teaches. Yeah, so there's a hanger. I could spend the Dawn to get rid of him and just KO it, but it's better for me to just swing into it, I think. And if he wants to waste a Snake Dance on it, that's cool with me. And then I'll just go double Burgess. Because, like, Snake Dance to grab Mr. Hanger I don't think is the most valuable thing in the world. It looks like he's going to do it. Okay. Alright, buddy. You can give me 2 cards to keep him alive. I guess he is activate main, so... he does get around the Blackbeard. Vasco shot is the only thing we can take. I kind of want to just KO him now. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, then I'll just play Burgess. And then... if I swing... Yeah, I'm going to wait. Swinging 7 is not that great because he has 2 Dawn up. He could just use like one of his events to get out of it and go up to 9. If it was 9, I would do it because it would have had to get 2 cards out of his hand. Double Kaya is pretty bad. But we will be able to turn off on plays a little later in the game. I'm just waiting for now. And then still just digging for teaches, which somehow we haven't seen yet. I will go ahead and play the Lafitte so I can search. Maybe get a doc. Oh, there's all that. That's so bad for us. Okay, so 26 in deck. I'm going to try and remember that. I will play another Burgess. And then I'm going to start leader affecting here, I think. And then I'm just going to do... Yeah, I'll do one big swing. 11. Yeah, and then I'm not going to swing the other 2. That's so bad. All right. I'm sure he kills the Lafitte. I'm going to hope to find another Lafitte off the stage just so I can go through my deck a little bit faster because it is going to take me too many turns. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so he's going to die. It's all right. That will die as well. I'm not going to give up 2 cards for that. I'm going to get rid of the Finger Pistol and then get another Burgess. And then I'll just search as well to try and get back down to the bottom. And then I'll just play my 2 Burgesses. And then 2 Kayas are already on field. And then one's in trash. He could play one more. I think I'm going to go another turn without leader affecting because I only have 4 in hand. Yeah, so he passes, which honestly works totally. I'm happy about that. Yeah, so I think we need to start doing some damage here, so... If I play Teach, then I go 599. Yeah, I think I'm all right with doing that. And then we get a Teach on board, and I should be able to get to another Teach after this one, I'm hoping. I know he has quite a lot of Dawn up, so he could 100% counter out of all of these attacks. Yeah, we go 9. And then we will definitely be turning off on plays for the Kayas for the rest of the game so that he can't play her back down. And he really hasn't done anything to go through his deck based on the cards he's played so far. That one draws him 1, but Liberation there. Or, you know, leader effect, the Liberation or Black Hole. All right. And then I'm going to grab Van Augur. I will Teach, or, oh, and then I have one more card, so I'll go ahead and use leader effect first so that I can pump these all up one more. Yeah, so now we're in, like, kind of a scary spot for next turn because we don't have another Teach to drop for sure. But without on plays, I don't think he's going to be able to get too far through his deck. And he played another another one of the White Snake. All right, every life is a trigger. Jeez. We'll pass there, and he's on plays are turned off. Yeah, so I think we're in like a pretty scary spot if we don't get another Teach. But if we get another Teach, I think we just win the game. Yeah, so we do not. So I think we'll just swing and see if he has the counter for it. Because I will use the Liberation on one of the blockers. But without a Teach, I think we just lose. We'll see what he has in his hand. So he hasn't played any. I played 1, 2 Gavels. So I think he has a couple Gavels, which will let him churn through his deck pretty quickly. Yeah, so I think it probably would have been a little bit smarter to swing earlier and then save the Teaches. Okay, so he actually doesn't have. Doesn't look like he has the. I'll swing 9 first. Yeah, and then I will go ahead and just dump these 2 to buff them up 1 more. Oh, he gets out of it. Yeah. Okay, that was very close. So I think I definitely should have waited a little bit to play the Teaches out. Like I said, this is a matchup I really haven't played. I think maybe I've played it once before as Teach, but I just know like the way that we would play it. You'll use these to turn off her ability because she's not able to win the game once this is in play. So all you do is you just drop your Burgesses so you can swing huge at the end of the game and then turn off her ability to counter out of stuff. I think I definitely played this one specifically too early because she still had like 20 some cards in deck. So I think I could have just swung and baited her getting lower and then chained the Teaches. Seeing 3 in the one search was kind of bad for us, but we ended up getting there.